welcome back everybody to the channel. I'm going to go over today about where I'm at with the truck so far. It's been about 3 months, kind of going to be like a review and things that I've done to it already. For anybody that's caught any of the other videos, I'm going to kind of go over everything with this one, and then there's pretty much a video for everything I have done so far. They're not all individual, but some are contained within other videos. So we'll start off with the fact that it fits in my garage with some cleaning I did. You know, garages kind of get out of hand, and I have no issues getting it in and out, especially with this other car in here too, which I'll go over that in a minute. But I'm gonna do a cold start here with it has the Qtp cutouts, and they're open right now. Just if you want to see the difference, I could easily just close them up and you'll see the difference. Just come down here. It's amazing how loud it actually is, not knowing that, like, when you first get it, it seems loud until you do that. Alright, I'm going to go over quick the stuff that I got on here. So we got the JLT catch can. That's very simple to install, literally, I think 2 minutes, maybe 5 minutes if I had to go get the wrench, the 10 millimeter. But we got that. I did put a block heater in it that goes on the driver's side, very easy to install, nothing to remove. And here's the cord. Right now it's just sitting up in the front in here until winter. I'm not really worried about it right now, and I'll have it probably come out to the grill. I don't know how much I'll use it because I actually park it inside now. But got the tow hooks painted. I got a video on that too. Fairly easy to do. The longest part is actually waiting for the paint to dry. Okay, now to the inside. It's not really inside, but I guess I don't have to go inside for that, but we could go with the I put a center console lid on here for people that, you know, talk about getting burned. It kind of matches everything else. It was like $20. Yeah, it's not a skin tight fit, but it covers up that Alcantara that I didn't really want to mess up, and covers up that right there. You can see it underneath there, that steel branding plate that I got tired of hitting my arm on. Okay, another thing that's in there is the taser ram. There's a bunch of uses for it, but what I use it for, the surround camera can be turns on with the turn signals. You can have that option on or off, or you can turn the camera on without the turn signal, and it will stay on until you turn it off. I mean, It's pretty useful because you get tired of, you turn it on and it's on for like 5 seconds and shuts off. You can roll all, the front windows down with the key fob. That's nice for like summer days. Maybe you get back, well, for me, I get back to the office at work and I can open them when I'm pulling in with my work truck. And then by the time I get to the truck, you know, all the hot air's out of it. Mirror folds. I don't use it a lot, but sometimes it would be nice to have it where it will fold the mirror when you shut the key off, or I mean turn the truck off, whatever. I just don't like to have it on for winter time because if ice gets on it, I don't really want the motors to be like forced to try to move when they're frozen, or they're folded and they're frozen in the closed position and then you can't see. So the light show, I have it set for regular alternating side-to-side lights. That's like light show number 2. I just blocked all the other ones out, so it just goes straight to that one. And just in case I ever needed it for something on the side of the road or whatever. And the fog lights. I have the fog lights stay on with the brights. So a lot of, you know, people want to have the brights on and the fog lights at the same time. This will keep the fog lights from cutting out. And the last thing that's on there that I don't really use, I've tried it, it does work. I didn't do any like burnouts with it, but the forced 2-wheel drive. I don't know, I still want more information on this transfer case before I do dumb stuff with it, but it does work. Would I use it as of now for, well, definitely I heard a couple people messing stuff up on a dyno trying to use it for that, but the option's there. I just don't really use it. I tried it one time to spin in the grass for 10 feet just to see if it worked, and it works. So that's what that. The Qtp cutouts I showed you at the beginning, I love those because you can have it loud or quiet, and it's just hooked up to my aux switches, super easy. I got a video on that. It was not hard at all. So, and they bolt right in. The ram bar, I got the KC gravity lights on it. I don't remember the lumens they have, but they're pretty good. I do like to mount it up high rather than on the bumper because for whatever reason they seem to work a lot better being mounted up high rather than low as far as covering ground with it. And also they don't have an issue with hood glare or roof glare. I mean, you can see the lights if you open the sunroof, you know, the shade thing on it, but other than that, for being where they're at, they work very well. And wiring that was super easy too with the aux switches. I did add the Hellwig sway bar. I'm not going to go up under there because the ground's got dew on it, but there's the rod right there, the end link right there. That definitely helped with sway side to side. People are trying to claim that it changes the lean. I have to say I don't see how it would unless you're forcing the bar to hold the other side up by, say, making one longer than the other so that it will lift it, but then now your sway bar has like torque on it, and I don't think you would want that. So yeah, I wouldn't do it that way. You're supposed to set it and then do it to where the other one goes right in and there's no load on the other end link. The bolt should slide right in. The back or X4, that is the other cover I went with, other than backflip, because the backflip, I do like the backflip. I would buy one again for a different truck that didn't have this bar on it. At first, I didn't want this brand bar before I even bought one of these trucks, but after having it, I think it fits the truck's personality, and I don't know, I think it looks naked without it now, so I wouldn't want to take it off anymore. To me, it looks plain without it. And then this I stole off of my Power Wagon. So it was on the 2500. I just drilled the holes here, mounted this amp bed extender. It's nice for like what you see right here, keeping this stuff from sliding all the way to the front where you can't reach it. So here's one other thing I got. It's not really a modification, but I thought it was something needed after hearing all this stuff about the Hellcat vehicles being stolen. So got one of these. I'm not saying this is the end all be all, because I know there's other ways, but anything to help. So I got one of these Faraday, I think that's how it's said, pouches. I just put my key in here, or the key fob in here, every time I turn it off or get out of it and go somewhere. And they're in it at all times at my house, even though I park inside. I just want to make it a habit to do. I do think I am going to take the starter button out and add a kill switch to it. I saw some videos on it. I'm doing it on a charger, so it looked pretty easy. So I think I'm going to do that. Anything just to slow anybody down, because I know I have insurance on it, but I don't really want it stolen. So that would piss me off, you know, because I have other stuff in here too I wouldn't want it gone. Another thing is, this truck is incognito. It works pretty good for the amount of time it takes to install it. I haven't had any problems with it. It does exactly what it claims to do. As far as, I would say, it's mostly low end. I mean, up top I don't know much difference, but regular drivability, you could definitely tell the torque difference. That's as far as everything that's on it. So besides that, now as far as a review of it, it's been 3 months, so I got it in the very beginning of June. It's now September. This truck is fully loaded. It has everything except the tire in the bed and the controls for backing trailer and the bead lock wheels. So without I don't need the towing thing for the backing up. I don't actually want at all the tire in the bed, because the bed's already small as it is. Why would I want to take up more space? And the bead lock's the only thing that I would like to have. I think they look good on the blue trucks. Maybe they're, you know, some people like them, some people don't. I think they look good on it. It gives it some kind of other color on the side, you know, with these boring black wheels. Everything's got black wheels. So that being said, with all the options this truck has, would be just a shy number under 6,700 pounds without a driver in it. So you know, I got the KC lights don't weigh that much, but that with the bed cover, you're probably looking more like 6,700, you know, as a weight without driver. Which with using a draggy, my best has been a 1236 at 109, which for, say, we'll just say close to 7,000 pound truck, that's pretty good. And I don't know what else to expect from it. You know, maybe I can get a little bit more out of it, but it's really not that big of a deal with the truck, you know. As far as daily driving it, that was the intent at first. I don't know. I actually think if I drove it farther, I would want to drive it more to work every day, but I have short trips, and these things eat gas on like cold starts and cold drives. Like once they're warmed up, they're not bad, you know. It's not that I care about it as much as this is wasting gas to me. I mean, I would just rather drive it and enjoy it instead of just driving it this short, boring trip to work. It's a straight shot. So, uh, besides that, I don't like it sitting out in the sun all day and you know, cooking out there in this parking lot. It's like 140 degrees on the blacktop. So I figure, yeah, okay, wear and tear of me driving it to work's one thing, but wear and tear of the sun beating on it day in and day out for as long as it's going to be out there, like 12 hours a day or sometimes more. So it's just, I'd rather my beater car take that abuse, which was that Chevy Volt I bought, and I don't regret it at all. That thing cost me maybe $30 in gas a month to go 1,200 miles. So that's not even close comparison to the truck. Um, this truck averaged 12 and a half. It's pretty much no matter what you do, that's what it ends up by the time you need to get gas, is about 12 and a half miles to the gallon. Spirit driving around 10.9 is pretty much the worst I've gotten as far as an average, and highway only, it'll get like 15 and a half, which usually I get mixed driving, which is why it ends up at 12. But if you were just to go on the highway, it's not that bad. I mean, 15, that's better than the Power Wagon I had. Although I think towards the end, I think these trucks are going to get better as they break in. I know it sounds whatever, but my Power Wagon, actually after 2 years, started to go up, getting close to 16. But you know, I got rid of it like right when it started doing that. So to get this, parking this truck sometimes. I've never actually had an issue parking it myself, but I mean, yeah, it fits in the lines, but then I got to worry about every other a-hole that wants to park right up by it or hit their stuff into the truck, you know. It's the other people you have to think about, not so much you. So that being said, I like to park farther out, you know, typical, like, and then somebody ends up parking by you, and you know how they go. So the only other thing I don't like about it is the shift programs in there, like the Sport, you know, all those, the Sport, the Sand, the Baja. The shift points to me are all too, under light throttle, they're too high. Like it, if you put it in sport mode, like you have to be doing like over 70 miles an hour for it to go into 7th gear, even if you're just cruising. And there's still another gear after that, you know. So I found myself, when I tow something light, like my boat's like 2,000 pounds, sometimes I'll put it in custom, stiffen up the suspension to sport mode, but leave the transmission in like regular mode, so it, you know, shifts normally, because I don't need that lag, the way it, you know, the way it holds gears really long for something that light. So I mean, I've tried it both ways, or the only other way is you put it in tow, and then you gotta, when you get to highway speed, you gotta manually shift it with the paddles or with the shifter to get it to go to the higher gear, so that you're not, you know, screaming down the road, because I don't need to be pulling high RPM to tow that little jet boat. So that is as far as I go with the bad. The good, power, obviously. Yes, towing is nothing as far as power is concerned. Accelerating to pass, and like I said, this truck's got a lot of low-end power, which is what a truck needs. And I do think the Incognito did help make it feel a little lighter, you know. Smooth ride, the suspension, I mean, it's like when you put it in regular mode, it just eats up the bumps. I think Baja's even softer, actually. I don't know. I don't know how it's all set up, but I definitely know if you use Baja to launch the truck tips back a lot farther, like really loose. So I don't know. I think maybe the standard mode is the softest for street. I'm not sure yet on that. I actually haven't tried enough stuff with it as far as going on a shitty road to try that out. The other thing is looks. The truck looks badass. Everybody likes the way it looks. I haven't had anybody say they didn't like the way it looked. So, but for me, this is a truck that I don't feel like I need to change. Like, other than the wheels, but even then, I kind of want stock wheels if I can find those B-locks for a decent price. Like I said, with the towing's not bad. Now that we were talking about power before, but I'm talking about towing handling wise. There's no way you should be towing anything that's heavy without a weight distribution hitch. This rear suspension is so plush and soft, it really can't handle heavy stuff and to where I would feel safe with it, and then having the front end point up. And when a lot of people want to do the leveling kits, I have no idea why, because once you put one thing in the back end's sagging. So now you're gonna have a truck that's pointing at the sky like a North Carolina lean. And the handling's gonna be, crap. So why not just leave it where it's at? If you're gonna do that, you might as well lift the whole truck. But you know what? They spent millions of dollars or whatever designing this thing. I'm not changing the suspension at all. I don't want the tires sticking out far. Everything's gonna stay where it is. Comfort inside. This thing is super comfortable inside. I don't mind long trips at all. There's a lot of room in it. It especially feels good when you get out of that little car to get into this thing. So that's the other thing too. Having that other car to drive every day to work makes me enjoy the truck more, because it's more like a treat when I drive it, instead of just like, oh, okay, here we go again with the truck. It gets you get complacent with it, you get used to it, whatever. It doesn't seem as special to you anymore. And you know what? Some people like to talk like they're big ballers, like, I don't care, I'll just wear it out, blah blah. I want the truck to last me. I've said that on the Power Wagon, that was going to be the last one, but me knowing that I'm a guy that likes power, had they had a Power Wagon with this engine, I would have bought that. So it didn't necessarily have to be the fastest, but it's just supercharged truck, big V8 Hemi. Come on. So another thing, the air conditioner. Comparing this truck to the Power Wagon, the AC blows like 3 times harder out of the dash than that other truck. And the other truck was cold too, and it's super cold. So like, you actually have to turn it down. So that's good. The other truck, I actually had to turn it up if I wanted it high. I kind of leave it there maybe until it got caught up, but this thing gets caught up quick. The technology group, definitely something that is worth getting. I like the heads-up display. I use it quite often, and I don't know what's all included with it, but I say get it with everything on it. Except for those few things that I was talking about. If you want them, fine, but why go this far with a truck and just not get one that has everything on it? It's just going to be better for you either down the road if you want to get rid of it, or you end up using it all. I liked it. So and the 19 speaker system, I don't know, I'm 100% cool with the way it sounds. I don't really care if it has more bass or not. I don't think it's lacking it, really. I think there's other ones that have more from what I hear, but without hearing the other one, I'm fine with this one. It doesn't bother me. So all in all, I will put it this way. So to sum it up, I like the truck a lot. I would love to drive it every day. I would drive it every day and I would have never even thought about getting another vehicle had like I park in an inside parking lot where it's not sitting out in the sun all day. If it was in like a parking garage, I would. But since it isn't, and killing two birds with one stone, not having it sit outside, and the gas that I am not using, I drive to work and back every day and don't use gas at all. Plug that volt in at work. The charge is there. I don't even have to charge it at home if I don't want to. So it's basically, with the gas I'm not using in the truck for it to sit outside and burn all day, I'm actually getting the car in quote for free, because it more than pays for me buying that car, you know. So over time, over a little bit of time, it's going to be actually paid off, you know, pay for itself. So what do I want to do to the truck from here? The Power Wagon had a winch, so, and actually I had a Jeep before that, and I had a Jeep Cherokee before that, and an XJ. I kind of feel naked without having a winch, so I do want, I'm just waiting for, they're supposed to come out, somebody actually made one. It's goes behind the stock bumper. I don't want an aftermarket bumper. I don't even like the way they look. So it's supposed to go behind the stock bumper, and it uses a winch that has an electronic clutch too, so you don't have to flip a lever. You press a button, it does it. I guess it's a Warren or whatever, but I do want that, because I do use that kind of stuff, you know. So my only other option is if I mount one on the rear, you know, if I ever need to winch. Like, I've never really had to winch to get me out. It's always been someone else, so I guess it wouldn't matter if you put a winch on the rear receiver to pull. But anyway, regardless, I'd rather have it on the front. So once they actually, I think they've made them, but they don't have enough of them to sell, so they're not selling any. And then the other thing, probably headers. Once they come to earth on the price, or actually get some testing done, because, you know, there's no point in doing it if it doesn't do anything. So I just want to, you know, everything's kind of new, so we don't know yet. Airbox, I am not intending on getting. Maybe some air filters, but there's no way those air boxes are worth $700, and it probably doesn't do anything but look different. So probably not going to go that way. But those other two things, the winch for sure. I mean, it's something I think I need around here. You know what, even if they made a front receiver hitch for it, I'd get it just like my other truck, as long as it wasn't hanging down too low. It would be nice if they made one that was up high, because then I have a snow plow that I'd throw on. It's like a lightweight plow that slides into a hitch. I could do the driveway with that. But so yeah, that's about it. So I'll throw my draggy video of this truck. It was like 2 weeks ago. I'll throw that up on here, just so you can kind of get a feel for what it does. Now, it'll probably be a little quicker with a little cooler weather, obviously, where the DA is a little less. I mean, it wasn't that bad. I mean, it was 1,500 or something like that. But I'd say it's pretty good. I'm happy with the way the truck performs, and all around. So I guess back to where I was talking about what I think about the truck, is that I think it was worth getting. I don't think they're going to depreciate down the road, especially because I don't think they're going to make them that many years, really. And because with this electric push, and the other thing I didn't mention is there was people that had issues with their trucks, but this has had none. And I've had no problems with this one as of yet. So maybe I got a good one, I'm not sure, but I know some people had a little I checked out. I've been under the truck's been on the lift. I've gone over pretty much every bolt. I've been front to back on it, so I didn't notice anything messed up on it. So yeah, if you're looking to buy this truck, don't even hesitate. If you if you got the means to buy one, just do it. Don't even think about it. I don't think you'll regret it. And even if you did, you'll be able to sell it and get your money back. So I've already seen it a few times. I mean, the dealer that sold me this under MSRP told me, like, I know you could go out right now and sell this for, 15, 20 over what we're selling it for right now. But I want the truck. I don't want to go through all this switching trucks and, sell this, buy that. Yeah, I guess you could make money doing it, but these trucks aren't really getting easier to find, and especially at MSRP. It's kind of crazy when someone will say you could buy it at MSRP, so then you do it, but someone else is willing to pay more. I don't get that. Doesn't make no sense to me. So I realize it can be done, but I don't have time for that. So and I kind of get attached to the vehicle when I get it, so it's like I don't want to get rid of it and start on another one. So I don't want to do the work over either. So I'm gonna throw that video up right after this, and until next time, have a good one.